This is a video why I, as an Imam, don't want Sharia law in the UK. Now, before people start trolling me through my comments, listen to what I have to say first. The word Sharia is used so loosely in the media, especially people like far-right nationalists like Tommy Robinson, who say that Muslims have come here to invade the UK in order to spread what he calls Shariah law. What is Sharia? Sharia means a path that leads you to water, a path that leads you to salvation. For us as Muslims, that means what God has prescribed for us as Muslims in the Quran and the tradition of the Prophet known as the Sunnah. Sharia already governs every aspect of my personal life. From what I eat, from what I drink, from how I worship God, from the moment I wake up till I sleep. Sharia governs every aspect of my life. Now, do I as a Muslim, making a population of 3.5 million people, 4% of the UK population, expect 65 million people to follow those laws? Absolutely not. We as Muslims are expected to abide by the UK law. Sharia has 5 simple objectives. Number 1 is the preservation of life, making sure people's property is kept safe, making sure that people's genealogy and people's ancestry is protected, making sure that people's intellect, people's mental health is safeguarded. There's a freedom of religious expression. All of these objectives are being met within the UK. In fact, I would go as far as to say that there are many Muslim majority countries where these basic rights of Sharia are not being fulfilled. The fact that if, for example, if you're a Shia or if you're a Sunni and you go to a part of a majority Muslim world, and there could be sectarian violence breaking out if you're just looking at what's happening in the Middle East, in Iraq and in Syria. The fact that in the UK we could have mosques, we can freely express our tradition, our faith, we can have faith schools. This is absolute blessing of God. The problem is that you have some extremist Muslims who now like scaremongering and try telling people that our whole objective of being here is to convert people or to target people and to spread our faith and our tradition. This is not our objective in Islam. We as Muslims want to live here like any other person. We want to make sure our kids have a good education, making sure that we're kept safe and that we are conducive to the wider society. If you read about Sharia, if you get a chance, read about Shatibi, where he talks about the maqasid of Sharia, the objectives of Sharia. Read about Joseph Oda, where he writes about the objectives of Sharia. Sharia simply means how we behave in our personal life. We are still expected to abide by UK law. It's a great blessing of God, the fact that we are within the UK. Now, I can be patriotic as a citizen, but I can still have the democratic right to be extremely critical of the foreign policy. That's my right. And I'm critical of the foreign policy, especially what's happening in the Middle East, how aggressive the foreign policy has become. And the fact that how ISIS actually came into existence because of a vacuum that was created from an illegal war. But that's my right as a citizen. It doesn't make me less British. It doesn't make me more or less Muslim. This is who I am as an individual. And the problem is that we have extremist Muslims and we have far-right nationalists who use bigotry, xenophobia and hate to stir up hatred within society. So then we fear each other. Muslims are not a threat within the UK. And there are good Muslims and there are bad Muslims. Just the way there's good Christians and there's bad Christians. We are not a homogeneous group that we all behave and act in the same way. Sharia governs our personal lives, but we are still expected to abide by the UK law. I hope this message actually gets out to people to understanding what Sharia is. If you have any comments or anything you would like to add, please do comment. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But please don't start trolling or being rude or disrespectful. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.